Hello and welcome to Talking Truth Podcasts. My name is Pastor Mike Kager, and in these podcasts we're going to be taking a few verses, maybe one or two from the Bible, and just really getting as much juice out of them as we can and looking how we can apply them to our lives. So let's dig in. First Corinthians 13:5. It, speaking about love, does not insist on its own way. Love does not demand. Love does not force. Love is not self-seeking. That's what God's love is. That's the love we are called, that agape we are called to live out in our own lives. And so often, we like to push our way through the line of life to get to the front because we're tired of waiting. We want what we want. We will steal, kill, and destroy to get there, to attain power, to attain influence, to be sure that we get what we feel we deserve. This really speaks again to our self-centered hearts, and it strikes a little too close to home. Because God's love does not insist on its own way, that love we are called to live out. And again, this is just another piece of the whole pie of the love we are called to live out. If you look over in Philippians chapter 2, it talks about a great example, another verses that talk about this. Love does not insist on its own way. What does love do? Love is others-centered. Philippians 2, 3, and 4. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. What a great definition of what love from 1 Corinthians 13:5 in this particular phrase is talking about. Love seeks others instead of self. Love uplifts and elevates others instead of self, as we seek to love our neighbors as ourselves. It doesn't mean that we neglect ourselves, because we are to look to not only our own interests, but also the interests of others. We are to have a more balanced view, a view that seeks to uplift others and love them, and not just seek our own way. Not just to like the child who, when he or she doesn't get their way, will cross their arms, will pout, will go in their corner and not talk, and even say, I'm not talking to you, I'm not even looking at you until I get what I want. That is worldly, earthly love, and the truth is that God's love is the exact opposite. It is selfless. It doesn't go to its corner and act childish. It acts childlike. And instead of insisting on what I want, it seeks an open conversation, open dialogue, to understand and to, whether you agree or not, to love in spite of it. Doesn't seek selfish ambition or conceit. Because in a negative way, we can become so absorbed with ourselves that we can't see past ourselves or what we want and what we desire. We do this in our marriages. We do this in our families where we work. And we need to be reminded that love does not insist on its own way. Love, in a sense, is others-centered, seeking to uplift and love those around us. So God help us. May we think about ways in our life with our spouse, with our kids, our grandkids, with our neighbors and coworkers, how we can put them first, how we can love them, how we can be in part open-minded to at least hear and have a conversation, open dialogue, instead of just standing our ground, not moving, being stubborn and stiff-necked, unwilling to budge or move, because that is not God's love. And that is not the love we are called to live out. And that is the truth.